Today is a very exciting day because I think we are officially gonna start painting. Hi, my name is Eliza and this is my cat Bagheera, and we plan to go traveling around Australia in this van after we finish renovating it, and this video is all about the painting of the interior. So I'm in my painting clothes, ready to go. But before I finally put paint on the paintbrush, I do need to do a tiny little bit of prep work. I just quickly sanded down a couple of tiny little areas that had wood filler that I needed to just quickly sand off. And now I'm going to use some, I think, methylated spirits to wipe down the surfaces. And then after I've done that, I will be taping the rest of the van and then, yeah, getting my primer on. I guess let's just get into it. As you're watching me satisfyingly paint my van, I thought I would just clarify that I am obviously not a painter, and my aim for this primer is just to have a base coat just like a primer is supposed to be for my next color. So if I miss a couple of bits or if I don't do it perfectly, please try not to judge, because this was just satisfying and it should be satisfying for you too. So enjoy and try not to critique it too much. Thanks. For this primer, as well as the top coat, I used the brushes as my way of getting into all of the nooks and crannies. And you'll see I also put it like around the windows and basically any place that I thought that the roller wouldn't be able to reach or wouldn't be successfully able to maneuver in those areas. As fun and satisfying as this rolling was, I actually ended up breaking this roller, which was actually kind of annoying because every now and then I would have to bash it up to put it back in its rightful place. So thanks to Peter, my neighbor, for letting me borrow your roller and also destroying your roller. Okay, today is day 2 of painting, which I'm very excited for. Everything in this van is looking very white. I'm painting the inside of my van a green. It's called spinach green. The primer did really well. I'll definitely need to do 2 coats of the green just because I can see, at least in these large areas where I did the rolling, it's not fully covered. To be fair, it was just the primer, so I didn't really care too much. If you look up close, there are a lot of textures to it, but I don't mind too much. Hopefully I can get 1 coat of the green done today, and if I can try and do a 2nd coat. I'm very excited because it's starting to look like a van now. It's starting to look put together. I thought I would quickly just pop on here to say a big thank you if you're watching this video. I really appreciate it. If this is the sort of content that you're interested in, I promise there are so many more videos coming out so soon, so please stick around for them. If you are interested in supporting me a little bit more, I do have a Patreon that you can support me through, as well as other social medias, so please go check that out if you have the capacity. But genuinely, thank you for watching this video.
Of the Memphis Police Department, due to this task force, Brandon Biesfeld was located and arrested without incident.
As you can probably tell, I painted everything green. Feels good. I thought I wouldn't have enough paint, so I was gonna get another tub of paint, but I still have 1 left, and I think this will be more than enough to do a 2nd coat. The 1st coat is kind of trash. It looks okay on camera, but up close it's very patchy. And very streaky, so I am gonna go over everything again. It's just such a nice color. I'm so excited. I've been painting this van for the last couple of days now, so we are getting there. Today is the last big main day of painting. What I mean by that is I've finished the main parts of the walls. The last little bits that I need to do for specifically the walls is the like details and the pattern, and yeah, just touching up. Today I'm planning on doing this, and this is the pre-made in color, and that is going to be on my roof. So you can see my roof is currently white. Is going to be covering that, and then it's also going to be my stencil color. I really did want a little pattern just to kind of like make it my own. I have this stencil here. If it doesn't work out, that's fine. My aim is to do it in a little area where it's going to be covered by shelving and cupboards and the sink and stuff, so I'm not really too concerned about it. But yeah, it was just a fun little print, but that's not what I'm doing today. Today I'm doing the roof. Very excited. When I first started applying this colour, I actually really hated it and I was really not enjoying painting the roof. I don't have a problem with painting roofs, it's just this colour looked far more yellow and it was also extremely thin. I explain this a little bit later, but just having thin paint is just really annoying, so it was just a bad experience overall. But in the end, after a couple of coats, it seemed to be okay, but I really hated the patchy, ugly, yellowy green that this colour originally had. It's another day of painting today. Yesterday I managed to get the roof kind of done. Unfortunately, the roof colour, or the paint, was a little bit runnier than the wall paint, which means that I will do another coat of the roof and I'll see how that looks. I feel confident that that's all I will need. I'm also going to try out the stencil. I have currently mixed feelings about the stencil, but I'm going to try it out, and if I like it, I will continue with it. Let's just get into it. Let's go. It's happening. To test out the stencil, I tried a couple of different things to see which one worked best. In the top left, it was the stencil brush, and then the top right, it was a small sponge. Bottom right was a large sponge, and bottom left was just a regular brush. Oh, it kind of looked bad there. Oh, it kind of looks trash. Wow. Well, now we know that if we want it to look good, it has to be the stencil brush. But it looks so trash. It doesn't look that bad on camera, but it looks really bad in real life. The roof is done. I am super duper happy that the roof is done, because that means that we can move on to the stencil. Now, we did do a practice trial of the stencil and it was kind of a little bit of a failure, and I did it in an area that you can't really see when the furniture's in, and yeah, I just don't think it's looking its best. So I don't know if I'll continue with the stencil. I think I need to take a break and think about it. So I may have gone ahead and started to do some stenciling without the camera. I did come to the conclusion that I didn't mind the way that this stencil brush looked, so I decided to go ahead and start stenciling. This is my beautiful stencil. This whole process is fun, but also taking a very long time. I thought it would take maybe like 1 or 2 days max, but it's really probably taken a week now. I still have basically the whole of this side left to do. As satisfying as this whole process is, this is actually one of the things that made me really frustrated. This stencil got extremely heavy after getting a couple of layers on, so I'd have to scrape off all the layers, which was just frustrating in itself. It was also like fully breaking down and it was incredibly hard to maneuver. I ended up having to use Gorilla Tape to make sure that it constantly stuck to the walls, and again, it took yonks. Hello party people. So I might have finished the stencil. Now before I show you like the full result of the van, I would like to clarify that I was a little bit silly and I procrastinated heavily on taking these videos, that I might have gone ahead and done a little bit of furniture making and it's like installed in the van, so I don't have like a clean from like wood to paint because I put in my furniture. You'll see what I mean, but basically tried to avoid looking at the furniture even though it's massive. I also left the sliding door blank because like there's just too many like bits and bobs that would be too hard to like navigate with the stencil. And if I were to stencil it, which I still can do later, but I would only stencil like this panel. You can kind of see the outline of this panel, and it's just like, it would just look really awkward, I think. So I actually don't mind it being nice and empty. So here's the final result of it all. I think it looks really good, and I really like the contrast between the dark and light green. I do think there's a lot of green in the van right now, but I think that no one else is gonna have something like this, so it's very unique, and yeah, it's very cottagecore, and I love that. Even though I've got these boxes here, I have actually painted behind them, and that's just because I didn't know how tall the boxes would be, and I also don't know how tall the counter would be when it's installed over here. For my sake, please pretend you never saw these boxes, because that's not meant to be seen. So that was the painting. I felt good about it, felt quite satisfying the whole entire time. Thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you want to support me, go find my other social medias. But yeah, we're getting so close to the end. We're getting to like the butt end of doing this van. I feel good. I feel happy that we've done this much. I just want to get moving and grooving. So thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one, where I'll probably be making the furniture, and my fingers are so crossed that I can finish it soon. So thanks. Bye.